Hello again, everyone. I have just spent about half an hour, as I thought, making a video. In fact, I did this, only to find that it wasn't recording. So I'll kind of do it again. The other day, I watched a video by the wonderful Lou Collins. You may remember I did a couple of collaborations with her some time ago. I have so much admiration for her work. She's such an artist. And she did this video highlighting a stamp by using inks. Anyway, this is the first card I made after seeing her video. I will put a link to it beneath this video so that you can go and have a look at the real thing. Anyway, that's the one I made. And what I used was one of these stamps. These were very kindly sent to me by the wonderful ladies from Gummiapan in Sweden. So that's that one. And that was the first one I made. And I thought, well, I had some fun doing that. I'll do another one. So I got this one out and I made that one. And I just love the warmth of this chap. I really do. I kind of went a bit wrong on that one, according to the order of play, rather, with as far as Lou's concerned, but it kind of worked, so that's fine. I think, you know, as long as it works, that's great. So this is the one that I used this morning. I think that's the way it goes, because these numbers, mind you, it doesn't matter which way the numbers go up. These numbers are the right way up. They're down here somewhere. So that was what I thought I was showing you. You can see the finished thing. I'll carry on now and show you the process that I did. This one, I got carried away, and what Lou did was to stamp the image first and emboss it with white embossing powder and then do the background. But with this one, I just kind of did the background first. I forgot, but it works. If you're using white embossing powder, it's fine. If you use clear embossing powder, doesn't work, because obviously the clear will show the colour that's underneath it. The white will obscure it. Anyway, let's get going, shall we? So I've put my stamp onto a block, and because it's kind of small, and I was using, this is watercolour paper, a quarter of a sheet. This is still wet, can you see? I thought I would add a bit more to it. So I've got a couple of other little Gummiapan stamps, which are these two. Don't quite know what they say. Even with my glasses on, I can't quite see. I don't know what they're supposed to be. That one's got a date on it. Looks a bit like a passport stamp, doesn't it? So that, and then I've got this old faithful stamp. I just love this. This is from an old Stampin' Up set called French Foliage, and I just absolutely love it. So that was, I used it for a few splatty bits. So let's just go ahead and start. I've got a little piece of packaging to use to do my smooshing. I have a piece of, as I say, watercolour card. This one doesn't look to be too different on the two sides, but I don't think it matters which side you use, really and truly. And I have some Versamark plus some white embossing powder. This is Wow Opaque Bright White Regular. Okay, let's get this show on the road. I hope it's on the road and not in the ditch. Right, ink onto my stamp. I am not using it with an anti-static pad. Lou said, don't use an anti-static pad because any little stray bits will all add to the overall effect. So I don't know whether to do this. Let's put it in a different position, shall we? Which is the right way up? That way. Let's do it like this. Just for a bit of something different. Okay. Right, I'm going to put my embossing powder on it straight away because I do want it to stick. I don't want it to dry out before I've done the other stamping. I'll do the other stamping afterwards. Okay. Pretty good. Okay. And she didn't tap it off either. She said, I'm not going to tap it off because I need little stray bits of embossing powder. Normally it makes you cross, doesn't it, if you've got bits all over the place that shouldn't be there. But she said it all adds to it. So let's just heat emboss this. I'll keep quiet while this is going on. Right, let's add the other little bits of the Gummiapan stamps. They're so tiny. When their stamps come, they're just the rubber, nothing else, and they won't stick to an adhesive block. What am I talking about? An acrylic block. You need some adhesive to get them to stick. All I do is a quick rub with some glue stick, stick it on, and it washes off easily afterwards without any problem. So, right, that's that one said. The thing is, having done this video once before, I'm not going to remember whether I've said it before or I've said it now. Oh dear, don't get old. Right, where shall we have this? I think we'll have that there. Let's have another one. We'll have this one kind of here, I think. And I think we'll have this little one. Let's have it right there. Okay, it doesn't matter that it's got black on because I'm going to cover it with white. If I was going to cover it with clear, it would be a problem, but it's not at the moment. Right. Okay. Put this back. And I will heat this up and keep quiet while I'm doing it. Okay. Let's move these out of the way. Right, now the next thing I'm going to do is give this a spritz of water. What did I do? Oh, there it is. A spritz of water. Is this nearly dry? Nearly. I'll put it back there. Okay. I'm getting it wet so that whatever ink I put onto it will just spread around. Here I've got a little piece of packaging. Just rounded the corners. I'm going to use this to smoosh some colour onto it. The colours I've chosen, I'll show you my chart, are iced spruce, which is here, bundle sage, there, those two, plus mowed lawn. I never used to like mowed lawn, but I've used it a few times recently, and I really rather care for it now. And my dark colours, I have got hickory smoke, which is here, black soot, which is there, and a hint of warmth, rusty hinge, and that's another colour that I was never really fond of, but using it as a highlight is really lovely. Right, I'm going to start with ice spruce, which is one of the lightest colours, would you believe, when you see it like that. Right, a little spritz of water, and I'm going to now smoosh some of this colour onto my piece of card. One lady who was commenting on Lou's video said, oh, she thought it looked a mess, but it worked out all right. These things often do look a mess, but, you know, I actually enjoy watching the process of seeing how it changes. Right, next I'm going to do some iced spruce. So we put some iced spruce on here. Little drop of water. And we'll smoosh some more colour onto the piece of card. you don't want ink somewhere, often a quick dab with a piece of paper towel would just remove it for you. Right, and I'm not saving all this ink because I want to just keep using. I'll get in a big mess if I don't. Right, next I am going to do, let me think. I think I'll do the rusty hinge next, and I don't want too much of this. So what I'm going to do is spritz some water onto it and then just use it to splat some colour on. Okay. Don't want too much of that. I think that's going to do. Right. It's fun, you know, isn't it, really? Right. Now, what I want to do now is to add some definite colour to those leaves. And for that, I want to use the mowed lawn. Now, first thing I'm going to do is actually just go over the leaves with some water, keeping inside those lines, making sure there's plenty of water on each leaf. It's quite hard to see sometimes with the white on the white, but if you have, if you've got a stamp that's probably got a slightly bolder line than this one, it would probably be rather more easy to see. But anyway, there we go. Have I got them all? Don't know. We do really need a reasonable amount of water. There was one odd leaf. Oh, there it is. This one little. I knew there was a little leaf somewhere. Right, here's my green, my mowed lawn, and I'm just going to drop this colour onto those leaves. Like this. Not a lot of ceremony. Because there's other colours underneath, it's mixing with some of those too, which is making it even more interesting. There we go. It's a little one there. You put it down the middle, it kind of runs to the edges. A bit more on this one. That little chap there. If you find the colour's not quite strong enough, you can just add a bit more. I didn't add any water to this, but there was, my brush was wet. So, there we go, if I want a bit more definite colour. There we go. I'm going to take away a little bit of that just there, just a tad. Okay, right. Now, the thing I want to do next is to emphasise those leaves by using some of the darker inks around them. And I'm going to, I've used that lot. I'm going to start with a hickory smoke because I'm a bit chicken, really. I don't want to go mad too much with a really deep colour. I'm going to use this first. First thing I'm going to do, again, clean brush, just going to go around the edge of the leaves with the water. It will diffuse some of the ink that's already there, but that is all part of what watercolour does. It's so fascinating to watch the way it moves. Just around the edge of the leaves. Okay. Doesn't matter if you go over a bit. That's absolutely fine. Right, around this side, into there. And if you find anywhere that there's stuff that you don't like, you can take it down by just putting some water on it. If you want to take it away, dab it with a paper towel. Okay, here we go. I'm going to add some of this hickory smoke first of all, and I'm just going to go around the edge of these, where I just went with the water, around the edge of all the leaves. Okay. You always add more ink if you need to. It is fascinating the way this colour moves. And oxides are just so versatile. You can use them for so many things. I resisted them for years, thinking, what do I want those things for? But since I bought them, my goodness, it's transformed my crafting completely. Love them. Right. I think I can do just a little bit over here of this. Just a slightly darker colour over here. Okay. Now I am going to be bold now, and I'm going to try the black cert. The black cert is not as black as black cert in Distress ink. The oxides all have a kind of almost a whitey sort of edge to them compared with the actual Distress inks. But I've hardly used my Distress ink since I've had these. Now that is all still wet, so I'll get a clean brush. I'll just pick up a bit of this and we'll go around again. Right near the edge, not as far as the last one. I like it over this trellisy bit here. I think that's cool. Right, down we come here, up. Have to be careful, there's a tiny little leaf in there. Had to wear some glasses for this, because it's this line of the stamp is really quite fine. So, you know, I've got to be a bit careful where I go. If you had a stamp with a broader line, then I don't think it would be quite so difficult to see what you're doing. Here we go. We're nearly there. What I did on my cards, the two that I've made already, I like the sentiments that you can buy that are pre-made in like strips. You just peel them off, and you know they're printed, and you just peel them off and put them on the card. But they don't always say exactly what you want, or they're not always the right size or the right font or whatever. So I decided to make some myself, and I did do a little video on how I did that, and I'll add that video link below this one as well. So, well, it's interesting, isn't it? Similar but different to that one. I hope you found it interesting. I may cut them down. I did cut down with one of the other ones, this square one. It was started as a rectangle, and I cut it down. But there we go. These are my efforts with stamps from Gummiapan, plus that little splutty one, which you can get a splatty one from anywhere, I guess, plus Distress oxides. What I did with this one, actually, I did add a little bit of this, which is Nouveau Glitter Gloss, over the top of the flowers. I just thought it wanted, because the embossing is shiny, and that looked really flat, and I thought that lifted it just a tad. I haven't done it there. Whether I will or not, I don't know. We'll see. But there we go. There's another technique. Do take a look at Lou's. You know, she is working so hard recently. She's got so many things on the go, and her work is just absolutely stunning. Okay, do please give my videos a like, the thumbs up if you like them. And I was looking at analytics, and about 40% of people who regularly watch my videos haven't subscribed, and it does make a huge difference to me if you have subscribed, and it doesn't cost anything, and I would be really grateful if you haven't, if you could. That would be wonderful. So do stay well, everyone, and thank you once more for watching.